Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today, let's take a look at the 2026 BMW M240i XDRIVE. Huge shout out to Hendrick BMW Charlotte for providing this vehicle for me today. Take a look at their website, that link is down in the description. This M240 is finished off in black sapphire metallic. MSRP is just over $61,000. This is powered by the 3-liter inline 6-cylinder turbo. It's only paired to the 8-speed automatic. It pumps out 382 horsepower, 369 pound-feet of torque. This model here is all-wheel drive, weighs in just over 3,900 pounds. It'll do 0 to 60 in 4.1 seconds with a top speed of 155 miles an hour. It also has a fuel capacity of 13.7 gallons. You'll expect to see 23 miles per gallon in the city and 32 out on the highway. This also has a wheelbase of 107.9 inches. Its overall length is 179.4. It has a width of 72.4, a height of 55.3, and its ground clearance measures in at 5 inches. Now, as we move on to the exterior styling for the 240, there was a complete redesign a few years ago. You'll notice with that, the M badge was also located to the lower section of the grille. Up top, this model does have a forward-facing camera. There's also the active grille shutters, so all of those will open up to provide cooling when needed, and there's also gloss black for that grille surround. There's also a dark housing for all of the LEDs. There's parking sensors too, and then several cutouts and some more active grille shutters in that lower bumper there. And then you'll notice a bulge in the hood. There's this U-shaped design for that line there to give it a great look. Now, this model also has a two-tone design for these wheels along with the red M Sport brakes. You'll notice too, the body colored side mirrors, which are power folding. There's a camera and a turn signal, gloss black for all of the window trim, and this model also has a sunroof up top. You'll notice too the flush design for those door handles, and then the lower side skirt protrudes outward slightly, along with having the small bulge in the rear fender and that prominent line just above it. And then in back, you'll notice all the parking sensors. There's a dark housing for the LEDs. There's also a small trunk-mounted spoiler, which is finished off in gloss black. And then there's the dual exhaust and gloss black for the diffuser in the middle. Now, this also has remote start, so you can use the key fob to activate that. And then you can also use the key fob or the release underneath to gain access to your cargo space. Now, in back for this 2 Series, you have a good amount of space. There's some tie-down hooks. There's no storage under the floor, however, but you do have the ability to fold down the back seat. So you can pull on those tabs to get in a lot more cargo. And then you have the grab handle up top. It's a very lightweight trunk, so it's easy to close. Now, as we work our way to the interior, you'll notice this has pretty much all black for the door panel. There's this neat trim accent in the back, memory seating adjustments, lock and unlock. There's all of the window controls and side mirror adjustments. This is also spec'd with the Harman Kardon audio, and there's a trunk release and more storage in the lower section. You'll notice M on the door sill, and then a nice design for these seats. They are automatic with the one leg support, which is a manual adjustment. Now, the M240 is a 4-seater, so in order to gain access to the back, there's a grab handle right here that you can use to push the backrest. From there, the entire seat will work its way forward, so you don't have to do that operation. And at 5'10", as I hop into the back, it's actually pretty spacious. So you have a good bit of leg room. There's vents in the middle, along with a little bit of storage in between the seats. And at 5'10", I'm just barely touching the headliner. So I could ride around town. You could fit a car seat back here, have smaller kids, and have a practical sports car that is usable for those situations. And I could ride for a short trip around town if I really needed to. You'll notice there's an armrest along with speakers, and then this does have the backrest, which folds down as I released that earlier, and then you can lock that into place and then pull on the armrest. So you have cup holders along with that, and you can also fold this middle seat down individually. So you can quickly grab items through that way if you need to. And there's also some large cargo windows too. So you have a great amount of visibility. It's also great for your rear passengers too. Now, as we hop in, we are greeted with a leather steering wheel. It has a flat bottom design to it with the M badge. There's brushed accents as well. And let's start this up. Take a listen to how the 240 sounds. And And coming back to the digital gauge cluster now, you'll notice for this current layout, on the left side there's miles per hour, on the right side there's tach and what gear you are in, and then you can go through more info using the controls on the right side. There's volume, tuning, Bluetooth and voice commands, and then if I push on this middle control, now we can start going through content. So you have some daily driving information that you can monitor. You can pull up the navigation as well, just depending on what you would like to see. And then you can also adjust the layout. So if I have the nav there, you'll notice the different configurations here just to have that nav going. And the last one is for your head-up display. So there's a few different settings there depending on what you need to see. Sport view, directional view, and then a standard view. On the left side, there's all the cruise control settings. This has paddle shifters too. On the left, you get the headlight adjustments along with a dimmer switch. There's one air vent. And then working your way to the infotainment system, you have quite a lot to go through. Everything in the lower section is fixed, so you can easily get into your phone. You also have a lot of icons to scroll through. There's Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. You can get into your climate adjustments, all of the driving settings. You have iconic sounds, which is piped in exhaust noises that you can turn on and off. You have your drive recorder and several others here just to get the vehicle set up to your liking. There's a home screen where you have the nav on one side, and then you can scroll through information and add info on this left side, depending on what you'd like to see. You can quickly get into all of your climates, so you can go through that information, pull up the nav and music, and then this model has heated seats, a heated steering wheel, and then there's temperature adjustments on both sides. There's also this neat trim accent, ambient lighting underneath that with air vents. You have volume tuning, hazards, and defrosters, and then there's wireless charging, cup holders, and auxiliaries. And you can hide that away with this brush trim cover. Now there's also all the shortcuts for that screen. So you don't have to use it as a touchscreen system, which is very helpful. You can quickly go through all the info with those adjustments. This is how you put the vehicle into reverse. So simply just push that forwards, where you have the backup camera, the top-down view, automatic parking, and backup assistance, which can be helpful depending on the situation that you are in. There's also the 3D view, so you have no shortage of visibility around the entire vehicle. Now, if I put it into drive and then push on a shortcut to the left, you can pull up the forward-facing camera in full screen. That is this control right here. There's also sport mode to use the paddles, and then parks located behind that. Now, there's also traction control, parking sensors, engine start-stop, and then a few different driving modes. So you can get into sport, comfort, and eco and configure these depending on the throttle response that you would like. There's also auto hold and the e-brake. You have an auxiliary with storage along with a locking glove box. And then up top there's garage door buttons, dome lights, and controls for both the sunroof and sunshade, as those are both automatic. And then take a look at the visibility. Very thin pillars, lots of glass. So for this smaller vehicle, very easy to see over both shoulders. As we sat off behind the wheel for the M240i, we have been able to drive these quite a lot. It's been a long time, however, since we've been in the all-wheel drive model. So you can get rear-wheel drive, of course, or you can go xDRIVE all-wheel drive, depending on the climate that you are in. We've had a lot of comments on the 240 going with this because of its all-wheel drive system versus the M2 especially, which are only rear-wheel drive. So if you're looking for a little bit more practicality with the type of driving that you were doing and you need all-wheel drive, you'll have to go with the 240. But this is a really nice vehicle. This is something that's perfect for daily driving, and with its performance too, it's not much different than the M2 or M4. Those are going to have different suspensions. You have M1 and M2. You do get more driving performance. However, with this model here, 0 to 60 is going to be fairly similar, and with maybe a few modifications, you could get a little bit different of a suspension setup depending on the driving that you were doing. In the factory form though, this is a phenomenal vehicle. So if you want practicality, you want performance, you don't want to spend a ton of money, this is still expensive, but for the money, it's definitely a great option to go with. If you are new to the channel, my wife and I had a 240 on order last year. We decided to cancel that. We went with an X5 instead, but I think this would have been a lot of fun. Personally, I probably would have gone M2 or M4 just because of the manual transmission option. That is something that I do like. But with this model here and the 8-speed automatic, it's a very quick transmission. So with a minor acceleration, here we go. And the paddles are quick. We can get up to speed. It is definitely a very performance-oriented vehicle. Now, we've had an M2 that we were able to take to the mountains, so if you want to see the performance level, you can take a look at that full mountain review. I won't be doing any performance driving today, but this is something, again, you could take on some back roads and have a lot of fun with. It's also very comfortable. Like I mentioned earlier, this would be a great daily driver. So this is something that you can rack up the miles on. You can just drive it like normal from point A to point B, and then you have the performance if and when you need to use it. It's also very quiet and comfortable too. Coming from my X5, this is going to drive fairly similar in terms of its interior sound quality. This is something that you don't hear a lot of road noise or wind noise. It's what you'd expect from a luxury vehicle like this. So if you want those premium materials and feel, this is a great option to go with. And still in Sport Plus second gear, here we go. And just a minor acceleration, we can get back up to speed. And this is what it's like to be behind the wheel for the new 240. Now for 2026, there are no new significant changes. The redesign came out in 2024. So there's a slight update with the badges up front, the LED lights, but everything else cosmetically is going to be the same since it just came out. In terms of turning radius, it's a pretty tight vehicle. So it's very easy to maneuver, especially in parking lot situations. And it's a really good option. At 5'10" as well for the driver's seat here. Currently I have maybe 1.5 inches or so of headroom, and this is a height adjustable seat. So that is about as low as it goes. So if you're a little taller than me, you might be close, but you can adjust this seat. And you have an automatic steering wheel there, or a manual steering wheel. So you have the lever underneath there to telescope that in to get a little bit more space. So it's not a small vehicle, but there's not much height if you're taller than me. And you have a lot of ways that you can spec this. This is a little bit more on the basic side for this model. So there's several other options, carbon fiber, some other materials like that you can spec with this, just depending on your budget and what you are looking to get. But it's definitely a nice vehicle. Like I mentioned, my wife and I had this on order. I think this was going to be a very fun vehicle for our channel. I did decide to cancel it for the X5 just for our needs and what we needed at the time. But this seems to be a very popular vehicle. In the factory form, it's definitely very quick and performance oriented. But you have a lot of different modifications that you can do on this platform, which a lot of owners like to see, especially with the M2 and the M4. If you want a luxury vehicle, but you want something that you can mod, you can tune, you can get some more power out of, if that is something you were interested in, it is definitely a great platform to go with. BMW is known for pumping out some good numbers. The horsepower and torque that I stated in this video is a little bit underpowered. These pump out quite a lot more than BMW claims. You could also compare this to the Toyota Supra as well, same engine, just with back seats. So in a sense, this is also a more practical Toyota Supra, again, just without that manual transmission. I think BMW should offer a manual for the 240. I think that would definitely be a great way to go. But regardless of that, very fun vehicle to drive. So that is going to wrap it up for the 2026 240. Once again, a huge shout out to Hendrick BMW Charlotte for providing this for me today. Take a look at the website, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and consider smashing that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with our daily uploads. I will see you all in the next video.